Allison.
We've talked a lot about the leadership that you bring and also your experience. So how would you describe, I guess, your leadership style? Is it being vocal? Is it one-on-one? I mean, what's your leadership style, and what will that look like this season for the Hawks?
Well, that's a secret. That's something that stays on the court. But what one thing that I can tell you, I'm not as vocal as Chris Paul. My English is not that good, But no, I like, I'm not a guy that screams or I like to lead by example, doing the facts and the things on the court. I like to do a lot of one-on-one, not just playing one-on-one, but one-on-one conversations. Those are the conversation that I think that helps the most, because you can do it in you're calm, you can have time during that, but the main thing is that not just being vocal during practice. I think it's key to be vocal during games, because what I could see during my career is that it's easier to be vocal in practice, but it's not as easy to be vocal in the games. And so when the game comes, I've seen a lot of players all of a sudden they're not talking anymore. So I'm a game guy, and so I like to be very vocal during games.
We've got about 5 more. We'll go to Edwin Powell.
Welcome to Atlanta, Gallo.
Thank you.
Quick question. You've been with several teams over the years. In your opinion, what does it take for a team to mesh, for a team to come together and be cohesive?
I think that sometimes being unselfish first and being uncomfortable in situations and just be real and talk about it. The more you don't want to talk about situation and solve problems, the worse it is for the team. So we will have problems just like every other team has, especially a new team. And the more we talk about it and we work on it and just find solutions in during practice and during games, I think that's the fastest and best path to success.
Got 4 more. One from Christos.
Gallo, I would like to ask you how excited you are to have teammates like Bogdan, Trae Young, and Rajon Rondo in the backcourt, and you feel that these guys can lead the team on offense with you on offensive end?
I think so. I think with the guys that you have mentioned, they have a lot of weapons offensively. I think is tough to guard them. Once the chemistry we get going with the chemistry and the chemistry gets better, it's honestly tough to play defense against those three, especially with the bringing all the 3-point shooting that those 3 guys bring, is gonna make life easier for everybody else.
Grazie.
Back to Sarah Spencer.
You touched on this a little bit with improved 3-point shooting, which is something this team needs. I know you haven't played together yet and it's very early, but what are some big strengths you could see and potential on this roster? What are some of the biggest strengths? On paper, it looks like you're going to be able to, shoot pretty well.
Well, he's like you said, he's on paper. Hopefully we'll be able to do it on the court too. I'm sure we will. Like you said, and like I said before, we have a lot of weapons offensively. It's not just the 3-point shot, but it's definitely something is gonna be our strength for sure. And then I think that offensively we have one-on-one players. We have players that can play in the post like me, and so we can touch on on everything, every aspect offensively.
2 more. First from Alec McQuaid.
Just going back to leadership for just a second, I was curious, did the organization ask you if there was a certain player that you could help take under your wing, or is there somebody that you'd like to take under your wing? And then the second part is just how have you perceived John Collins' game from far away?
Well, I think that we have a lot of young players, but of course you mentioned John, and John playing in in a similar position to mine, I can definitely, help him a lot. I think he's incredibly talented, offensively and defensively. He's an amazing athlete too. So if you can combine all those things together and being efficient on the court, only sky's the limit. And so I'm definitely looking forward to play with him and help him out.
And our final question will go to Chris Kirschner.
I know your last year with the Knicks, Landry Fields was there. I'm curious, what was your relationship like with him, and does it give you some comfort to have some familiarity with someone who's now in the front office?
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's kind of weird when I talked to Landry. It was kind of weird to talk to him, me still being a player and him being in the front office since he was my rookie when I was in New York. But, Landry is a extremely smart guy, great guy. And he's one of the first guys that I talked to when I first came to Atlanta. So, he helps a lot. He's been helping me a lot, not just with basketball stuff, but with all the stuff that I got going on in my life. I'm going to be a dad very soon for the first time. And so he's been helping me with that stuff. But in general, the whole franchise has been amazing. So.
All right. That was our final question. Danilo, thank you for your time, and congratulations in advance on fatherhood. And we will see everybody else tomorrow. Thank you again.
Thank you, guys.
Congrats.
All right, you heard the podcast about our Atlanta Hawks. So how do you feel about the Hawks? They'll start preseason, this month. So, we can't wait. I wonder how they going to look. I'm looking for to have a better defense this year, and the scoring should be pretty good. But you know what? That's going to be it for today. And I'll tell you what we do. I'd like to thank Peach State Diamond Sports Tournament for sponsoring us. Also, all our wonderful listeners. And also, I'd like to thank our sound engineer, DJ Jackson. And for myself, don't be surprised to see us floating around at an event near you soon. Good evening, everyone.